Hello everyone, it's Maddie with Spectrum Art Creations, and my question for you today is, do you have index cards? Do you have index cards somewhere in your house? Of course you do, we all do. And if you do not have index cards, do you have a piece of paper that measures at least 3 by 5? I'm sure the answer is yes. We all usually have index cards in our craft room or in our home office. And of course, we all have plenty of paper laying around. So today we're going to be working on some index cards. Now, these I purchased eons ago. They are from Dollar General, and it came with 100 3 by 5 index cards. I don't think I've used more than 10, so we've got a lot of index cards to get working on. And so we're going to use these as bases. And they're great also because if you want to insert them into your journals, you have the lines here to be able to write on as well. So we're going to use some of these or a scrap piece of paper. And then of course, the next question I have is, do you have some ephemera? Of course you do. You have all kinds of cool ephemera, I'm sure, laying around. But we're going to take a closer look at this 49 and Market gardenia from the Spectrum line. Laser cut elements. It is a gorgeous bunch of ephemera that's going to be in there. So we're going to take a closer look at that. And then finally, do you have some crayons? Of course you do. We all do. We have a lot of crayons. So actually, this is what it's dwindled down to. So today's project is going to call for some crayons as well. Now, I know we have our, crafting crayons, our distress crayons, our gelatos, but instead today I figure we're going to use something that we don't usually get to use when we craft anymore, and that is just regular crayons. So bring out your crayons, find them, and let's put them to good use today. Now, this box, believe it or not, is what it's down to in this home, because Madison had probably 5 times this, and I finally said, listen, you can only keep what you can fit inside of a shoebox and a plastic shoebox, and that's what this is. But again, nobody needs 500 crayons. I mean, this thing is full to the gill. So we're going to put them to good use today. We're going to use some of these for our crafting project. All right, so go get your index cards, some crayons, and let's hop right into creating. Okay, so the prompt for today's challenge is going to be leaves. So find something with leaves on it. We're going to need vellum. The next element in this challenge is going to be embossing. Now again, how you interpret these prompts is up to you, but I'm going to be using an embossing folder, a piece of fabric, so some fabric scrap, and of course our crayons. With that said, let's take a closer look, as I promised you, at this 49 and Market laser cut elements from the gardenia line. Beautiful, 111 different pieces is going to be in this pack, and it's going to have all kinds of great things like tickets, frames, florals, buttons, ribbons, just great pieces. But the fun thing about these is, if fussy cutting is not your thing, then no worries, because all of these are pre-cut. They're laser cut elements. So all you need to do is simply pop them out. The way to do this is to simply push down on your elements. That is a much easier way of removing them than actually pulling up. Pulling up might actually cause tearing. So that's just a little bit of a tip for you, that what I found that is easiest for me. But look how intricate those stems and leaves are. The laser cuts are just stunning. And you get 4 different pages. Look at a little safety clip, a little baby safety pin, so cute. And lots of smaller elements like these buttons. So this pack is just jam-packed. If you get those little ends like that, you can always snip them. Because of course those are the connectors that keep your elements stuck onto the page to begin with. but super easy to pop out. As you can see, all I'm doing is pushing down towards the table and the elements just pop right out. So again, if fussy cutting is not your jam, you're going to love these super intricate pieces. Of course, they are a major time saver because there is no need to fussy cut either. I, of course, love fussy cutting or detail cutting. For those of you who know me and who have followed our videos and chats and joined us live, you all know that fussy cutting is something that I do just for relaxation. Actually, it is my way to de-stress, but I know it's not for everyone. So here is a great alternative, and oh, these pieces are just absolutely gorgeous. Look at those. So we're going to go ahead and pop all of those out. If you have any questions about anything that you see today, of course, you guys know you can always just go ahead and leave a comment down below, or reach out to us either through email, our Facebook group, Instagram. We have lots, of course, our online store. Our email is also down in the description box. So there's lots of ways to get a hold of us, but we'd love to hear your comments. So if you have any comments, what do you think about this amazing collection? Do you like to fussy cut? Do you not? Team fussy cut, yay or nay? Let us know down in the comments down below. And as simple as that, we have all of our elements ready. So now what I think I'm going to do is just sort them out so that it's a little bit easier for us to be able to find, what we want to work with. So I'm going to separate them into florals and bows and frames, buttons, butterflies, tickets, some really cool quotes and expressions, and then those really fun little white ones with the text that have the faux stitching. Those are so stinking pretty. Oh, and then we have the baby pins also with the banners. So we're going to put those into their own little pile as well and sort them out. That's just going to make it easier for us to be able to find ideas when it comes time to start collaging. But you can see the exuberant amount that you get in just a couple of minutes worth of just pushing down on the elements. There's a whole table full, guys, and trust me, I'm zoomed out. It doesn't do it justice just how many pieces there are in this pack. So a lovely pack to go ahead and have. By the way, before I forget, the challenge that I am working on, it is actually hosted by my friends over at Lisa Jameson and Kim Southpaw Studio 21. They are doing an index challenge. They do this every week, by the way. And they give us the prompts, and then you interpret those prompts and come up with an index card to make. We had done something very similar to this in the past here on the channel with mixed media, and Madison and I were talking about this earlier this week, and she was saying how much she has missed that. And I know several of you have also reached out to us and have said, hey, what happened to the mixed media prompts we used to do? And that was so much fun. So we might be bringing that back. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. We might even do it in the Facebook group as an ongoing challenge. But again, so many ways to incorporate your elements and be able to interpret those prompts any which way you see fit. And depending on the supplies that you have, that's part of the fun. Some people might see leaves, which was the theme for this, completely different than what I've done. But we looked at, this great laser cut pack, and we thought we've been dying to use this anyway. So perfect. It had beautiful leaves, and that's what we're going to be using for our theme. And now they are all sorted into our own little cups, and we can start working on our base, which again, we're going to be using an index card for ours. So go grab your index cards, because what we're going to do is layer these. These are super, super thin. So they're very much on the thinner side. And I'm using, of course, our gorgeous permanent adhesive glue stick, which is Tombow, made by Tombow it is a great glue stick. If you do not have one, you must, because it is permanent and it is wonderful. It prevents from warping paper. I'm going to be using my ergonomic bone folder because you all know that I struggle with my hands and it just makes it easier to use. Then we're going to grab our Simple Stories Simple Vintage line. This just released this week and oh my heavens, it's amazing. I love it. It has everything we love: bingo cards, measuring tapes, florals, maps, torn paper, correspondence, typewriters, tickets, Viewmaster reels, you name it, it's got it. It's got it all. So we are going to be working with this paper line in the next upcoming few videos. Actually, I have about 3 or 4 projects in mind for using that. A couple of those tutorials are going to be exclusive for SACs Academy. By the way, I want to take a second to thank all of you who are part of the SACs Academy family. If you are not and you're interested in receiving exclusive online classes and workshops, do make sure that you join us. I will be sure to put a link above as well as in the description box if you're interested in finding out more. And now we have our cut piece. This is going to serve again as a way to strengthen up that card as well. Even though we've already backed it up with one more index card, we are going to strengthen that by also giving it some interest using some of our decorative paper, which Madison has chosen for us. So these cards have also been super fun for us because I've gotten Madison to collaborate with me on them, and I just love being able to work with her, obviously, in all the things that we create. For those of you who are new to the channel, Madison is my daughter and we are known as the M&M team, Maddie and Madison, and we craft together. So next we're going to look at some of these gorgeous vellum stickers. These are actually vellum, but they are stickers. They have a backing to them. So they're great for using as a whole sheet, or of course you can cut a piece of it, which is what we're going to be doing. I want to just show you how pretty these are, and we have lots of great vellum in our online stores. So be sure to check those out. And here we have chosen the ones that have leaves on them because we are continuing on with the theme, which is leaves. And so Madison has picked the one that she wants with those leaves there on the side, and that's what we're going to be using on this card. And then we're going to gather up our fabric. Again, all we need is a little piece of fabric scrap. We're going to be using our Kathy Holden fabric, which is full of all kinds of great fabric elements. Look at all these great labels, and just, you know, there's a medal there, there's all kinds of postage stamps, some even photographs, clocks, florals, and my goodness, that floral matches so well what we're doing. But of course it is a bigger piece. So Madison and I are just kind of looking through this, and she's deciding what elements she likes, and those are going to be the ones that we're going to be incorporating into our index card. Love those little playing cards that she pointed out to just a few seconds ago. There are 3 little playing cards, so super fun, great elements. We have lots of great fabrics, by the way, in store. Again, if you are new to our channel or if you haven't perused the online stores, please do take a look. If you like fabric, whether you are a paper crafter or a mixed media artist and you're looking to incorporate some different elements onto your cards and your scrapbooking layouts, fabric is a great way to do that as well. Plus it lends a softer edge, and those are the 2 fabric pieces that we're going to be using for our cards. Then we're going to bring out our embossing folder. This one is from Ultimate Crafts, and I'll be leaving links down to all of the products in the description box down below. Again, if you have not visited our online stores, please do so. We carry thousands of items in both of our online stores. We have our store on Etsy, as well as our .com, spectrumartcreations.com stores. and they both have different items as well. And of course, if you want to join us for our live sales, those are a great deal of fun. We host those every week here on our channel, where you get to actually see the product and join us live and chat and make new friends. And we do games and giveaways. Just so many reasons to obviously be part of the Spectrum family. We hope that you will join us for those live sales and all the other content in our channel, including tutorials, craft along, product alerts, games, giveaways, and so much more. Now back to our index card. We've used this tiny scrap piece of paper, which we've embossed, and it's got some foil elements, which is so pretty. We're going to bring in our crayons next. So we're going to be using our crayons. Madison selecting some colors for us that she thinks are going to be super fun, and I agree. I think these colors are going to be so much fun. Usually I'm a more vintage muted kind of person, but you guys know Madison loves colors, and I love when she challenges me and just pushes me out there where I wouldn't normally go, because it just makes it so much more fun. And all we're going to do is use our heated tool. This is the one from Tim Holtz. I'll put a link to that as well. And if you do not have that, you might have a heat gun, or you might have a blow dryer. A blow dryer will work just fine. We actually did a similar project with melted crayons, well, a little bit different, in her homeschool co-op when I taught art class there. And it was so much fun. We did canvases with drips, and the kids absolutely loved it. So you can use a hair dryer, because that's what we used in class for the children, of course. All you're doing is heating it up, getting that wax to kind of just melt, and then rubbing it on there. And you can also do some drips, and of course you can also shave some pieces with a scissor, and then be able to melt and blend those. And they give you this great, almost like alcohol ink or watercolor, almost kind of a finish. It's super fun. It just kind of wicks out, and then it all blends and creates almost like a dreamy background. So have fun, try it. Go ahead and break out those crayons and use them, melt them, and have lots of fun. Make some really beautiful, stunning backgrounds. And again, your color palette is, could be endless, because Lord knows we all have so many crayons probably at hand. Now, as you can see, this background is very vibrant. So I'm simply going to grab a white crayon and just use it to not only blend and move those colors around, but also to kind of tone them down just a little bit. But again, oh gosh, you could do some big splatters and just make some huge statements as far as letting them all blend. I hope you guys are enjoying the process thus far, and if you are, I hope that if you are not subscribed, that you will consider subscribing to our channel for a lot more content. We work on everything from cards to layouts to metal dies, mixed media, so many things. So we hope that you will actually subscribe and hit that bell for notifications as well. And so we're going to distress this piece before we actually adhere it down. Now, later on, we're going to talk about distressing or inks or inking, so just in a few seconds. But we're going to glue this down first using our art glitter glue, which bonds pretty much instantly, and I know it's going to do a good job even if we have a little bit of wax on there. And I'm going to show you this super neat tool that we just got into the stores too, because these are silicone tip brushes. Actually, they're dual tip. They have a silicone nib on one end, which is great for removing all of your ink that smooshes out of your projects, but it also has the stylus ball tips on the other sides. So it's a really neat set. I will put a link to that down below. Now, going back to the ink, so I started with using my distress inks because I'm trying to finish up that black pad, because of course you all know I love my classic graphic 45 hybrid ink pads. And the reason why I had to switch over is because we're using wax. So wax, or crayons, are wax, and wax is a resist, which means that our distress inks will not work on them. We need something that's going to be permanent. So another reason why I've told you guys I've made that change in the last year or so. I have fallen in love with Graphic 45 hybrid inks. I know they're always going to be the right ink no matter what product I am working on. Okay, so Madison has chosen for us an image. And so we're going to go with the smaller one of those. We're going to bring back our vellum. Again, remember, these are adhesive sheets. To make it easy to be able to remove the backing from it, just because I struggle with my hands, I use 2 pieces of tape, one in the front and one in the back. And then that allows me to really easily pull that off of that backing. Sometimes, you know, it's a little bit hard to get in there. So, and all I've done is I've torn my gorgeous vellum paper that Madison had chosen for us, and I am just randomly sticking it here and there, which, oh, you can see how cool it looks. It gives it almost like this frosted type of a distress look. So again, we're mixing very bright colors with, you know, some more muted colors, and then some delicate flowers and fabric, and it's just a super fun way of mixing up all kinds of different elements and types of crafting, because we don't have to stick to just plain colorful. We don't have to stick to just vintage. We don't have to just, you know, a little bit of foil there on the bottom paper. I mean, we can just do all kinds of great mixing. Part of what gives your projects a lot of interest and really helps your layout to stand out is going to be using different elements in a cohesive way. So yes, when it comes to your layout, just kind of look around and bring in some elements that do create some contrast, but that play very well together, which is what I'm doing here. I know I've got blues and greens and pinks and oranges, so I'm trying to make them all play nicely while still creating a bit of contrast. This white and black text here that Madison has chosen for us, or will choose, that she likes, is of course another color that we don't really have present on the card thus far. So if you notice, I brought in a black and white butterfly up at the top, which is going to bring in that same color palette, the black and white, and match it and tie it both on the bottom and the top. Well, luckily for us, this collection has tons to choose from, so we can play around and see what color flowers, if we want to layer some of them, or maybe little banners or quotes, all kinds of different buttons. So you can, you know, in the tickets, you can play with different colors and just see what matches. You know, it's all coordinated for us. So all we have to do is just play and put it together. That's one of the nice things about working with a specific collection. Now, if you are going to be making one of these, I would love to see it. Will you please make sure that you post it in our Facebook group? If you are not in the Facebook group, you definitely want to come and join us. If you do Facebook at all, you want to be part of our group, because we do challenges and giveaways. We are inspired every day by all the creations that everyone posts on there. All kinds of different makes, different crafters, everything from fabric to paper crafting, to card making, to tiles, to ATCs, artist training. I mean, it's just full of inspiration. So come and check out all of these great makes from all of our fellow crafters and group members, as well as be in the know as to when things are going to be happening. Now, I tried to use one of my favorite white pens here, my jelly roll pen, but it didn't work. And the reason why, again, is because, as we discussed, this is crayon, and crayon is wax, and wax is a resist. So I kind of nixed that and decided to bring in my big boy. This gorgeous pen is one that I use a lot for splatters. This gorgeous pen is by Spectrum Noir, and it is an acrylic paint pen, which is great for any surface. I love using it, of course, for splatters, but yes, it will even go on something like a crayon or a wax surface. It is fantastic to have in your stash, and we have several in different colors. But we're going to do some like little faux stitching or dots around the edges just to bring in again that white and black and tie it all in. So what do you guys think? I hope you like it. Of course, as I was waiting for that acrylic paint to dry, I realized that I have forgotten to cut out the front cover from my 49 and Market collection. These are just freebies that are on the back of that front cover. They are not laser cut, so you kind of have to cut them out yourself. But 49 and Market is really nice about making sure that we can use every last bit and that no paper is wasted. And then of course I got impatient and decided to just dry it. But now I have some extra elements too, like that gorgeous frame and that heart and some other things that I can add to my stash for this collection. So I hope you guys like it. Do you? I hope you'll make one. I hope you'll break out those crayons that you've just had kind of laying around and put them to good use. Madison has loved the idea, so she's made some additional little backgrounds, which I'm going to be posting onto the Facebook group. So I hope you guys will share the, join us as well on the Facebook group. Be sure to leave a comment. We sure do appreciate your comments and knowing what you guys think, what you'd like, what kind of content you'd like to see next, or if you have any ideas that you'd like to share with the rest of us. Maybe you've used crayons in a different way, or maybe you have a favorite 49 and Market laser cuts, or just tell us what you think about the laser cuts for those of you who have purchased this from us on our sales or through our online stores. Thank you again to all of our Academy members. Huge shout out to you. We're so excited to continue to bring you exclusive lives and exclusive content and videos, tutorials. So if you are not a member, once again, I remind you, please make sure you look into that and join us. You can start enjoying those benefits immediately, today, right now. So we hope that you do. Thank you so much. We love to send you a big hug from sunny Florida, and we will leave you with this next video. Make sure you go check that out for more inspiration on how to use the stuff in your stash. Bye.